An episode of the Mae Young Classic that I've been looking forward to since episode 1. And I just knew that WWE was going to save the best, or what they think is the best, for last. Now, I've been looking forward to this for one particular reason, and one reason only, and no, it's not Toni Storm. We've already seen Toni Storm in episode 3. She is my pick to win the entire tournament. But outside of Toni Storm, which is fairly obvious for anybody listening to this podcast, the one thing that I've been looking forward to most is the debut. The WWE debut. Let me correct myself for the fucking goons out there who know more about her than I do. The WWE debut of Io Shirai. They did the same thing with Kairi Sane last year in the Mae Young Classic, as she went one-on-one in the first round in the last match of the first round of the Mae Young Classic 2017. She went one-on-one with Tessa Blanchard. Another story for a different day. How WWE never signed Tessa Blanchard is well beyond my thought process right now. But whatever is WWE's loss is Impact's gain, because she is their world champion. So, whatever that may be, I'm sure she's doing just fine away from WWE. And quite frankly, Tessa is greater than Charlotte. I just want to throw that out there as well. There's nothing to do with fucking the Mae Young Classic, but I just want to throw it out there. For the fucking goon out there. Tessa is greater than Charlotte. Don't at me. Anyway. Now that I made some people salty here already, because I'm in some fucking mood. Io Shirai. They saved Io for the last match of the very first round. They did the same thing with Kairi Sane. And Kairi Sane went on to win the 2017 Mae Young Classic. Could we be seeing the same road that Kairi took done the same way for Io Shirai? Now, the last time I seen Io Shirai in a ring was when she was jumping off a fucking balcony at the Temple and Lucha Underground doing a picture-perfect cross-body block on Pentagon Dark. Pentagon Jr. for the clown out there who don't know what I'm talking about. Him and his fucking 16 different names. Pentagon Dark, Pentagon Zero, Pentagon Jr. You guys get the point. Jumping off the balcony doing a beautiful cross-body block on Pentagon Dark. I believe he actually threw her into first, second, and third row there at the Temple as well, as she took a beating. And then I think she received a package pile driver from Pentagon as well. My God, the woman took a fucking beating. That was the last time I seen her in a ring. Now I'm watching her in a WWE ring, and I want to see what she's all about. This tournament will give me a very good idea about what Io Shirai is all about. I have no prior knowledge of Io Shirai. I didn't go back and watch YouTube videos like you guys had suggested with her and Toni Storm, which you guys said was an amazing battle between those two. Coincidentally, I'm probably, whoever has watched Off the Script already knows what the fucking finals of this tournament are. Don't get me started, okay? Because some fucking stupid dirt sheet ruined it for me. But I'm not going to ruin it here for you guys in case you didn't watch Off the Script, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Io Shirai is being predicted to go to the finals and win the whole fucking thing. I'm going with Toni Storm. That's my pick here. But Io Shirai is one of the biggest things that I've been wanting to see here in this tournament. We're definitely going to talk about that and what I thought of her performance here in Episode 4, the review of Mae Young Classic, Episode 4, 2018. Before we get into the review, guys, please, you got to do me a favor, man. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking down below with a comment. It helps out the video tremendously. Believe me. If you guys enjoyed the review, leave a thumbs up. That's all I ask, man. Let's strive for 1,000 likes. Now, I know that may be a little hefty there for the Mae Young Classic, because a lot of the fucking idiots out there don't really watch good wrestling. They'd rather watch Monday Night Raw. So if you're one of the few people who are watching this review and appreciate real women's wrestling, then you will hit that thumbs up. That's all I ask. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of today's episode down below. Follow me on social media, man. Twitter, @JD206. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys missed any other review that I did this week, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, they are all live in the annotation that you're seeing in the top right corner of your screen. Go check that stuff out. Also, Spider-Man as well is there. I am continuing on with the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 walkthrough, so make sure you guys go check that out. And if you guys want to support the podcast, patreon.com/JD206. In what might have been the best first round match of the entire tournament so far. And we've seen a few good ones. Man. I thought up until this point, Killer Kelly and Mako Satomura was the best first round match of the tournament. I think I have to drop that down now to a second best first round match in the tournament. Rachel Evers versus Hiroyo Matsumoto. If I butchered that, I apologize. I wasn't really listening to Michael Cole and his two goons as commentary partners, man. God-awful commentary for the Mae Classic. God-awful. If you're not going to get Mauro Ranallo next year, then don't even bother. Is it too soon to start blasting Renee on commentary? Listen, she's great at what she does, but this is not a role that I think she's going to get the handle of. Because if she's this bad now, then I can imagine her in 3 months when we're calling for her demise behind the commentary booth. Beth Phoenix, this is my first time really listening to Beth Phoenix. She did the Mixed Match Challenge last year. I didn't watch that garbage. So this is the first time I'm actually legitimately listening to Beth Phoenix. There's no flow with this commentary team. There's no excitement from them to me to get me excited in the matches. There's none. Michael Cole is doing okay, but I need someone with a more passionate voice than Michael Cole. And the only one I wanted to do this was really Mauro Ranallo. I don't understand why they didn't get Mauro and Nigel McGuinness to do this. I really don't understand it. But that's neither here nor there. We're in the fourth episode in the first round, so there's no point in complaining about the commentary team. Either like it or you don't. But Evers versus Matsumoto. This was the best first round match in the entire fucking tournament, man. I know for a fact that Rachel Evers is signed to NXT. Why the fuck are we not getting Rachel Evers on TV? I mean, I watched this woman in last year's Mae Young Classic. Didn't really see anything too spectacular in Rachel Evers. She's gotten leaps and bounds better in 2018. And this is what the tournament is for. To see the growth from one year to the other. So if Rachel Evers is not on TV, first of all, I don't even know why they changed the last name of Ellering. We get Charlotte Flair and we get Zaya Brookside, but we get Rachel Evers, who's the daughter of Paul Ellering? Why? I don't understand that. Everybody else is I guess, promoted or sold with their last name. But Rachel Evers is Paul Ellering's daughter, and she's got some fucking bizarre, weird last name. They're not calling her Ellering. I hate that. I really fucking hate that. Anyway, again, that's neither here nor there. It's one of those nitpicking things that it really bothers me. That everybody else gets preferential treatment, but Rachel Evers, who put on probably the best match in the entire tournament so far, and we as the audience, the majority, we know, but the majority of the audience might not know that that's Paul Ellering's daughter. This was a damn good match. Really, really, really fucking good match, man. Coming into this thing, Matsumoto kind of reminded me of a Japanese version of Naomi. Again, this is the first time I'm watching her in action. No prior knowledge to who she was, So when I seen her immediately, I thought of Naomi with the colorful outfit and the very, very bright, I guess, attitude there. Very charismatic was Matsumoto. But she was favored to win this match already going into this thing. But Evers was playing comeback ever since the bell rang. And she was going to try and win this match the best that she could. Evers was being beaten down. She comes back, and Matsumoto countered with by pulling the hair. She threw Rachel Evers very nasty with a full head of hair, man. Snap neck, man, overhead elbow into a rear chin lock. knee to the spine. She was just beaten down on Rachel Evers. Matsumoto began pummeling away at Evers, promising to destroy her with every move. And ultimately, she did a deadlift, powerbomb, and a rock drop for a win. That is her finishing move, the rock drop. So there you go. Matsumoto advances to the next round. And I was going with Rachel Evers, man. There was a lot of favoritism for Rachel Evers in this match, because she did such a good job at trying to mount a comeback here. But Matsumoto, WWE has given a lot of love to the Japanese talent in this tournament this year. Matsumoto won. We had Meiko Satomura won. We had Io Shirai, who is in the main event of tonight's episode. She won. So WWE really, really pushing a lot of the Japanese superstars in the Mae Young Classic, which, I mean, ultimately is great for this, but WWE doesn't push people like this on the main roster. WWE doesn't care about people like this on the main roster. They don't. And it's fucking sad, because this was a great fucking match. This is the type of shit that we should be seeing on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, but we're not. We're not. And it irks the shit out of me how WWE is so fucking polarizing. They want to push the proper revolution and evolution with this Mae Young Classic. And then they want to push some political bullshit with the main roster. And they're so vastly different. That is not a revolution. You're killing the women's revolution with what you're doing on the main roster. How you could watch Alicia Fox and Nia Jax. Alicia Fox belongs nowhere near a wrestling ring. And then watch this shit tonight. Which is a revolution to you? Monday Night Raw? Or what they're doing with the Mae Young Classic? This is a continuation of what they built in NXT. This is what we should be seeing into the main roster and beyond. But we're not. And it irks the shit out of me. Everybody that is successful, everybody that you like in this tournament will be buried in the years to come. Why? Because they ain't a total diva. That's why. Nobody gives a fuck about anybody in this tournament. Everybody's praising Io Shirai in this tournament. Look at what they did with Asuka. That is a foreshadowing of what's to come. So what's the point of getting excited about fucking Io Shirai? Matsumoto wins. The next match on episode 4 here was Jessie Elaban versus Taynara Conti. Yes, Conti. Even though it's spelled cunty. Conti. Jessie Elaban versus Taynara Conti here. Jessie Elaban was another talent in this entire tournament that I definitely wanted to see perform. I am following her on social media. I've seen clips of her gimmick. This is legitimately the first time that I'm seeing her in a WWE ring. I know she's been making the house show circuit on NXT down in Florida. But the best way for me to describe Jessie Elaban here, or what she just likes to be known as Jessie, is she had a little bit of AJ Lee in her. She had a little bit of Bayley in her. And she had, you know, it's just the glasses, but I guess aesthetically, she looked like she could be one of the Dudleys with the white glasses. I don't really know if I'm going to say she's part Dudley, part AJ Lee, and then part Bayley, just because of the glasses, based on the Dudley aspect, but definitely she had a lot of AJ Lee vibe going for her, which is definitely a good thing. She's tall, she's from Dallas, Texas, and she's 29 years old. She looks a lot younger than 29. But she was a former volleyball player. And she's been at the Performance Center now training for a year. And she's been on the road with WWE NXT for the last year. So that's pretty interesting there. Taynara Conti was in last year's Mae Young Classic. I didn't really find anything interesting about her. And I was hoping that Jessie would pull out a victory here. But Taynara Conti in the end got a win here with the Black Hole Slam. Black Hole Slam, taking a page out of Abyss's book. Future well, I was going to say W. Actually, he was pegged to be at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. All but set, and then he backed out. He is a future Impact Hall of Famer. coming up very soon. He's going to be honored at Bound for Glory. But Taynara Conti is a master of judo, so I didn't really expect Jessie Elaban to win. I was hoping she would have won because I think she's very attractive, and I wanted to see more of her in the WWE Mae Young Classic here, just to see what else she could bring to the table against somebody else. But apparently WWE gave her this platform just to get out to the audience. So they used this tournament to get the name of Jessie out there, and hopefully we'll see her soon in NXT. This one was pretty academic here. Taynara Conti wins. It wasn't a mismatch, but at the same time, it was a mismatch. It was more of a tryout for Jessie than anything. And being that Taynara Conti was in the Mae Young Classic last year, they gave her the, I don't want to say pity victory since she lost last year, but they wanted to have her take another step to being a little bit more successful this year as she advanced to round 2. So Taynara Conti beats Jessie Elaban in the first round of the Mae Young Classic. Isla Dawn versus Nicole Matthews, man. This was probably, I would say this was probably the most boring match of the entire night. And it's not for any particular reason. I don't find anything interesting about Nicole Matthews whatsoever. I think she is very generic looking. There's nothing about Nicole Matthews that stands out that I want to see more of. We've had plenty of women in this tournament that I definitely want to see more of. And actually, her opponent is someone I want to see more of as well. And I can't wait till NXT UK gets up off the ground because Isla Dawn is going to be a part of NXT UK. I think Isla Dawn's got a great look. I think Isla Dawn's got just a great presence about her. She's different. I've always loved that gothic look. So she's doing right there by me anyway. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way about Isla Dawn. Nicole Matthews didn't really bring anything to the table, man, at all. I don't even know what she was about. All I know is that, she was a reserve in last year's Mae Young Classic. She didn't make the tournament, and all she said was, you can't have a women's revolution without Nicole Matthews in the ring. She may be a good wrestler, but there's nothing that I look at that jumps off the screen when I look at Nicole Matthews. Just by look alone, I wanted Isla Dawn to win this. Just by character alone, I wanted Isla Dawn to advance in the Mae Young Classic, and she did, which was rather disappointing to me. Now, the crowd killed this match. The crowd was completely dead for this match. I think a lot of what we've seen in the first match with Rachel Evers and what's her name? I have to go back because I can't pronounce her fucking name. Matsumoto. I think a lot of that first match, the crowd was so heavily invested in that because it was a great match that they got tired by this point. And at that point, they knew Io Shirai was coming up, and that's all they wanted to see. And then have a good night. And that was the end of round 1. And pretty much this entire tournament was taped in 2 days. This was probably the end of day 1. So the crowd can come back starting next week a little bit more refreshed for round 2, 3, and then the finals. So we'll see what happens as far as the crowd goes. But they were completely dead in this match, man. Nicole Matthews ends up getting the win here. She rolled Isla Dawn over into a lariat, and then into the Lion Tamer. So she won the match with that combination of moves there. Very disappointing, man. I wanted Isla Dawn to come out and win this match. Like I said, Isla Dawn's got that gothic witchcraft vibe going on for her, and I can't wait to see what she does in NXT UK, man. So that portion of NXT hopefully gets up off the ground relatively soon. Io Shirai versus Xia Brookside. Now, Xia Brookside was actually the youngest competitor in the Mae Young Classic. 19 years old. 19 years old. She is the daughter of Robbie Brookside, who is a trainer at the WWE PC. She was going up against Io Shirai, who is the most high-profile name in the Mae Young Classic and the most high-profile female signing in WWE history. So, that's a pretty hefty fucking statement there. Knowing where all women end up going that don't look like Alexa Bliss, I want you guys to remember that Michael Cole said this is the most high-profile female signing in WWE history. So when Vince McMahon takes a look at her, and the fact that she can't speak English, but she can fucking destroy anybody in that ring that's on that roster, I want to see her be the next Asuka. In catering, off TV, fed to a total diva. I'm getting you guys set. She's coined as the genius of the sky. Within 15 seconds, I was sold on Io Shirai. Simple. What Io Shirai has is A, athleticism, B, cockiness, but in a good way, because she knows she's better than everyone she is in the ring with. Immediately in 15 seconds, she does this fucking flip away from Xia Brookside. She smiles. She plays up to the crowd. Sold. I was sold in 15 seconds. I can't wait to see what this woman does moving on into the tournament. Now, Xia Brookside immediately tried to get the one-up here on Io Shirai. Immediately. They bowed, they shook hands, they did the respectful thing before the match, and she proved to be dominant. Because it was the only thing that she had to... it was literally the only thing she could do here. She was not going to take down Io Shirai with a submission hold. She was not going to out-wrestle her. She's not going to be, standing one-on-one with her in a fight. Gained the advantage. Right as soon as the bell rung, boom, done. Went right to attack. She tried to get head scissors and reversed an Irish whip. And she floated out of that. It was like it was nothing. Io Shirai did. Shirai then delivered nothing but just devastating moves, man. A bulldog into an arm trap that looked fucking fluid as fuck. She then responded to Brookside's snap neckman with a facebuster, countered a missed roundhouse kick with, I think it was a Meteora she did. Shirai flipped from the top rope and did a moonsault, which looked devastating in itself. I don't know if that's how she does her moonsaults. It looked pretty. I think Xia Brookside looked kind of out of position, but I think the out-of-position placement of Xia Brookside actually made the move look more devastating. Because Io Shirai got the knees right to the midsection, and she got the beautiful moonsault for the pin. Io Shirai wins in a 3-minute tops match here in the main event of Episode 4, the final first-round match of the Mae Young Classic 2018. I'm sold on Io Shirai already, like I said, after one match. I can't wait to see what she does against legitimate talent. 19 years old. This was more for Xia Brookside than anything else, because we know... Triple H knows what to expect with Io Shirai. There's a reason why he signed her. There's a reason why they put her in the Mae Young Classic. There's a reason why she's probably going to end up winning the whole fucking thing. This was more for Xia Brookside. 19 years old, the first time that her father's watching her in a ring, who was sitting at ringside. This was more for her, to get her feet wet. No better way to do that than one of the best women wrestlers, if not the best woman wrestler in the entire world. So this was more for Xia Brookside. This was more of a, I wouldn't even say this is more of an appetizer for us. This was us just barely sitting at the fucking dinner table with the butler coming over, folding our napkins nicely, giving us a nice steak fork, or steak knife rather, and a fork, and a salad fork. We just sat down, and he's pouring us water with a nice little slice of lemon inside. That's all this was. This was not even a fucking appetizer for us with Io Shirai. We're going to see more of what she can do against somebody who is a little bit more experienced in the ring. So the next match that we're going to see Io Shirai up against, well, the next competitor rather, is Zeuxis. So that should be interesting. And Zeuxis was pretty impressive herself in her first round match. So we'll see what happens there. I think Io Shirai is going to be tested every bracket of this tournament until she gets to the finals. So that's my take on that. This was nothing more than, sitting down at the dinner table, anticipating, the appetizers to come out. This was not even a fucking appetizer. This wet your palate just a little bit. And now you're going to watch to see what this woman could really do against competition equal to her level or above her level. And to some people, like I said, there is nobody in this tournament above her level. She is the Mae Young Classic in 2018. But I'm sold, bro. I'm sold. I love her cockiness. I love her confidence. I love her athleticism. I love her physical aspect that she brings to the fucking match. She does everything like a woman wrestler should do. The one thing missing in women's wrestling to me, everywhere I go, no matter if it's Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, even House of Glory, when I call women's matches in House of Glory, there's no intensity. I want a physical nature to the match. Within 3 minutes of this match, I can tell you that this woman is going to be as devastating as can be to prove her fucking point. And I can't wait to see what she does. It's going to be a very interesting round 2, 3, 4 coming up for the Mae Young Classic, man. We're going to see what happens. But I'm banking on Toni Storm to win the entire thing. That's just me. Probably going to be Io Shirai, but I'm going with Toni Storm to win the entire Mae Young Classic for 2018. That is your review. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who is your favorite in this particular episode 4 of the Mae Young Classic? Hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode overall. Let me know what you guys thought of Io Shirai and where she goes. What you guys can expect from Io Shirai. And I will see you guys on Friday with Off the Script, episode 241. We got a bunch of shit to go over this weekend on the podcast. So, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, and the Mae Young Classic. Coverage this week is all in the books. We got Off the Script to look forward to this weekend. If you missed anything that I uploaded previously this week, link will be in the annotation. And I will see you guys next week for episode 5 of the Mae Young Classic. The Sweet 16 is upon us. And we'll see what happens with that, man. If this is any indication about the Mae Young Classic this year and the quality of matches that we got so far this year compared to last year, I expect this tournament to blow last year's out of the water. Because right now, they are certainly doing that thus far. I'll see you guys later.